Hey guys, this is Dr. Conklin. I'm on page 13 of our packets. You should already have some of this up here filled in ahead, but I want to talk today about the exterior angle theorem. So exterior means that something is on the outside. So if we look at our example here, I just drew this little picture. You can draw along with me. I have an exterior angle here, which I do not know the angle for. So how could we figure that out? Well, you might want to take a minute to think about it before we jump into it, but if we maybe found this angle right here first, that could help us to find the missing angle, or the exterior angle. So let's think about it. Using our idea of the sum of the interior angles, and let me actually be a little bit more mathy here and put an X in. If I have a 40-degree angle, a 60-degree angle, and X, all three of those angles should equal 180. So I'm going to combine like terms, right, this guy and this guy. So I have 100 plus X is 180. Super. I'm going to take away 100. So now I know X is 80 degrees. So I'm going to put, let me use a different color. I'm going to put 80 degrees right here. Now, how are we going to figure out what our exterior angle is? We still don't know. But I can do my little semicircle trick. These two angles next to it have to be supplementary. So I'm going to say, 80 degrees plus what gives us 180? So if I take 180 minus 80, that gives me 100. Now if you notice, sorry, I've got my smooth jazz mellow mix on. I went Red on Apple tunes. Shout out to Donato and John in my 9th period class who asked for smooth jazz music in the background. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, back to math. So if you guys notice here, we're sort of doing the same thing twice. We're getting 100 because we added these two angles up, and then we're subtracting to get 100 here. So we have this theorem that tells us that, let me draw a picture for our definition. If we know that these two angles, which we often call the remote interior angles, again, we're calling them remote because they're far away. I'll put a little Z right here. These two remote interior angles, X and Y, should be the same as our Z value. So let's just check in our picture again. So if I look back at our original picture that we started with before the 80, if I have 40 and 60, together that should be 100, which it is. So our rule is that if I take the two remote interior angles, again inside, that should equal the outside. So let's do an example to show you. If I look at example 1, here's my remote exterior, or I'm sorry, not remote, here's my exterior angle, X. Our rule says I can take these two angles, add them up, and I should get 113 degrees, which is the answer. Yay! Now, we also have, bringing back a little bit, I think actually you might have done this with Mr. Fields or Miss Val in the last video. So let's, again, we're going to sort of always just jump around a little bit to give you guys more practice. So let's go to page 16. We got a bunch of good examples on page 16. So turn, don't fall asleep to the jazz music. Let's turn to page 16. Try this one on your own right now. BCD. So remember how you read an angle. B to C to D. This middle, let me zoom it out. This middle part here, this C, should always be your vertex. So this is our vertex. So we don't know what that is, so I'm just going to put a little X right there to hold the spot. But remember our trick. Since these two angles are remote interior, we can take 46 and 92, add them together. That's 138 degrees. So our X, or we were asked to find the measure of angle BCD is going to equal 138 degrees. Which even just looking at it, that definitely looks like a big obtuse angle. Okay? So sometimes, like let's go down to example B here. Sometimes they can get a little tricky. This is asking us to find B, here's B, and also BCA. Well, again, you don't have to do things in the exact order. BCA is going to be pretty Here's B. Let me make sure you guys know it. B to C to A. See how I'm going this way? So I'm actually going to start with this first because I think that might be a little easier for us to find. So if I'm trying to find B to C to A, well, if I know that this angle here is 65, I can do my trick of doing a swoop, right? So this angle here has to be supplementary. So 180 minus 65 is 115. Now, this is going to be a really important theme in geometry as we go throughout the year, is that if you use something in one place, you're probably going to use it again. This is 115, so there's a couple ways to do this. Oh, let me put in 115 here just so I don't forget. Two ways to do this. You could use the idea that the sum of the interior angles have to add up to 180. So I could take 25, 115, add them up. That's 140. And then I'm going to do 140. Oh boy, got a commercial here. I'm going to take away, and I have 40 degrees. So this angle here is 40. There's another way to do it though too with our exterior angle theorem that I think is a little bit easier. So let me show you guys. Once we know, so if we say we started from the very beginning and we wanted to just find angle B, you could go through and find this angle right here. But also you could say, hey, I know that this is a remote interior and this is a remote interior. So I put an X here. I could say 21 plus X should equal our exterior angle of 65. Then I can work, did I do something wrong here? Then I take away 21 from both sides. And I get X equals 44. What did I do wrong here? Oh, you know what, guys? Okay, this is why we do math. This is why we check our work. So here's 25. What was my angle, guys? What did I add together? So let me go back a second. Start again. Okay, so starting again. This is 21. If I add these together, these should be supplementary, 115. So I think what I did was 21 and 115. So 115 plus 21. I think I added wrong here before. This should be 136. Yep. So when I add these together, I should get 136. Then I do 180 minus 136. Now I get 44 up here. And then let's just double check. If I go over here and I do my exterior angle, if I do 65, I take away 21, that should also give me 44 degrees. Yes, awesome. Okay, so let's try one last one, and I'll promise I will try to get this right. Oh, and I lost my music. I didn't like the commercial. There we go, it's back. Okay, so now let's use exterior angle theorem. They ask us to find the measure of angle A. Okay, so again, just finding where angle A is first, and then I'm going to put my variable in. So since these are remote interior angles, they should add up to this guy. So 42 plus X should equal 160. I'm going to take away 42 from both sides. So X is going to be, let's make sure I do this math right, huh guys? 118. So X is 118. Now again, a great strategy. Take and put your angle in here. So this is 118. Now they want us to find B, C, A. So B to C to A is right here. Couple ways to do this. I'm going to just do a swoop here because I see 160 is a nice number. This angle down here, BCA, should be supplementary. So 180 minus 160 is 20. There we go. I hope you guys have a superstar day and that you enjoyed the jazz music. Feel free to make music requests in the future.